Billie Eilish has never been the type to sit quietly when something doesn't make sense, and honestly, that's what makes her one of the most interesting voices of her generation. But even her longtime fans weren't expecting what happened this week. In a moment that instantly took over social media, Billie publicly mocked the dramatic collapse of Elon Musk and Donald Trump's hyped-up Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE. And trust me, this wasn't just a throwaway joke. It was calculated, sharp, and dripping with the kind of cultural awareness only Billie can deliver. The timing is wild because the Doge project didn't just fail quietly, it vanished. No results, no transparency, no triumphant mission accomplished. It just dissolved like it never existed, even though it still had 8 months left on its mandate. And when Scott Cooper from the Office of Personnel Management casually said that doesn't exist, people realized something big had fallen apart behind the scenes. A government department that started with fireworks basically ended with a whisper. Billie saw that and didn't hold back. During a backstage livestream Q&A, a fan asked her about her thoughts on billionaires fixing the government, obviously referring to Elon Musk's involvement in Doge. Billie smirked, that Billie Eilish trademark smirk, and said something people are still quoting nonstop. If you're gonna grab a chainsaw on stage and brag about saving the government, at least make sure the government doesn't disappear before you do. Social media exploded. That one sentence did more damage than 1,000 political commentaries because Billie knows the power of tone, timing, and plain truth. This didn't come from nowhere. Billie and Elon Musk have had tensions simmering for years. Ever since the moment Musk mocked her environmental activism on Twitter, fans noticed the subtle back and forth. Musk once suggested celebrities should focus on their entertainment careers instead of pretending to understand policy, and Billie fans never forgot it. Now, with Doge collapsing in silence and Musk nowhere to be found addressing the failure, Billie's jab feels like a cultural clapback that's been building for a long time. Let's be real here. Doge was marketed like a revolution. Trump hyped it, Musk hyped it, conservative influencers hyped it. They sold the idea of a government chainsaw slicing through waste, exposing inefficiency, cutting billions in expenses. Musk even stormed onto a CPAC stage with an actual chainsaw, waving it around like he was starring in his own political action movie. And at that moment, a lot of people genuinely believed this was going to be the start of a new era. But months passed and something felt off. The so-called tens of billions of dollars saved didn't come with receipts. There were no detailed reports, no public breakdowns, no measurable evidence, just claims. And when government spending watchers tried to find proof, they found nothing, not a single transparent document. And nothing makes the public more suspicious than silence where numbers should be. Billions of dollars don't just vanish into thin air unless a project never produced them in the first place. So when Doge quietly dissolved, people started questioning everything. Was the project ever real in the way it was presented? Were the claims exaggerated? Did the administration know it was failing long before the public did? And maybe the biggest question of all, if Musk and Trump promoted this as a bold new era of efficiency, what does it mean now that it's disappeared with absolutely nothing to show for it? Billie stepped right into that silence and filled it. And here's what makes this moment so powerful. Billie isn't a politician. She isn't tied to any party. When she speaks as an artist, a cultural voice, someone who genuinely cares about the world she's growing into. People don't see her as someone trying to win votes or score points. They see her as someone responding to what she sees, and that honesty hits harder than any official statement ever will. Her criticism didn't just call out the Doge failure, it reignited her feud with Musk, a feud that has become symbolic of something bigger, the clash between celebrity voices who advocate for accountability and billionaires who shape systems behind closed doors. Billie represents a generation tired of hype without results. Musk, intentionally or not, represents the idea of grand promises that sometimes don't materialize. And when these forces collide, culture listens. What makes this even more interesting is how young audiences view the situation. They grew up hearing speeches about fixing government, reducing waste, and making systems more efficient, but they didn't grow up seeing the results. So when a project like Doge collapses, it's not just a political failure, it becomes a generational disappointment. Billie tapping into that frustration gives it a voice, and that voice is loud. Trump's team tried to downplay Doge's disappearance, insisting he still cares about reducing government waste. But saying the mission is alive is very different from showing results. And with states like Idaho and Florida trying to copy Doge with their own smaller versions, it almost feels like everyone is pretending the federal failure didn't happen. Billie's comment ripped the cover off that illusion. She didn't need to yell, she didn't need a lecture, she just used a perfectly timed moment of honesty, and the internet did the rest. The feud between Billie and Musk isn't ending anytime soon, especially not when Musk faces public embarrassment from a project he proudly promoted. Billie's cultural influence is only getting stronger, and fans are expecting her to keep speaking up. And honestly, it's refreshing, because whether you agree with her or not, at least she's saying what millions of people are thinking. If you're going to promise big change, show big results. Thank you for watching, and if you're here for the truth, the drama, and the breakdowns nobody else gives you, make sure you like this video, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss the next story.